I like this Pete Hegseth guy. I think he's pretty good. I look forward to giving him a chance and seeing how these things play out. He's currently undergoing his Senate confirmation hearing. And in it, a contentious circumstance. Women in combat. I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to come out and say it simply. Women should not be in combat roles. I think women should be in the military. I think women can be in the military. I think that women can be in support roles. And I do think that there's combat adjacent roles women can be in. I'm referring specifically to on the ground with weapons. I would largely say no to women in combat. And I know there's some exceptions. Absolutely. So I'm not an absolutist on these things. But the gist of the story, Elizabeth Warren is coming down hard on Hegseth, saying, you've been saying for 12 years women should not be in combat. Hegseth is saying it's about standards. And I agree. So let me try and suss this out. Largely, the issue is standards. There should be a requirement for how many push-ups, how far you can run, what you can carry. And there are some women who can accomplish this. So I actually don't completely disagree with Pete Hegseth, but I think he's navigating this difficult political space and trying to convey these ideas without being accused of simply being sexist. So Pete Hegseth for the longest time was saying no women in combat. Now he's saying he would support the continuation of women in combat so long as the standards remain high. I agree. So let's break this down, what it means to say we don't want women in combat. Now, there is a concern that apparently Hegseth said something to the effect of men get distracted. Look, if you got a 6'3" woman who can carry, who can run, who can do everything a man can, I think you're going to need some discipline there. Guys, you can't simply be like, she's a woman, I'm distracted. I don't see that as an excuse. However, that is a very, very rare exception. So I think the way you break this down before we just jump into the story is, on average, women should not be in combat. There are exceptions, so it should be standards-based. Pete Hegseth is correct on that. Let me read the news and show you where we're currently at. Hegseth tells Ernst he would support women in combat roles. A lot of conservatives are going to come out and say, nope, no women, never, none. Me, I'll tell you this. I think let the Democrats lead the rally, lead the charge on this one. Have what Hegseth should say when Elizabeth Warren, she comes out, she's got this list of questions, right? 100 questions she wants Hegseth to answer. She was going after him largely on, you've been saying no women in combat. Here's what I'd say. I'd say, thank you for the question, Senator. As to the issue of women in combat, just to clarify, would you support women signing up for selective service? Let her answer that question. And then she'd say, it's my time. I get to answer the questions. And I'd say, I'm trying to understand your question about my views. And, you know, I've made several statements about women in combat roles and standards. Can you just clarify for me? Do you want females in this country, 18 and up, to sign up for the selective service, for the draft? Let Democrats say it, baby, because they do. Fastest way to get women to start voting Republican is for them to be like, I ain't going to war. It's laughable to me that they're going after Hegseth on this question of women in combat roles when women don't want to be in combat roles for the most part. And if women can be in combat, ladies, I hope you're ready to get drafted because that's going to happen. Right now, we're staring on the barrel of World War III. Maybe you think Donald Trump's the cause of it. I don't. I think Trump is the solution to the escalating tensions. But sure, many Democrats made the argument that Donald Trump is going to push World War III. Okay, so right now, how do y'all ladies appreciate these Democrat ladies saying y'all should be in combat roles? Because the moment Pete Hegseth said, yes, women, I will support you in combat, that means Democrats have opened the door for you to be drafted. That's right, ladies. We're going to strap up, put you on the ground, get you in the boots, hand you a gun, and go fight the bad guys. How does that sound? I'm for it. Let's go. You know why? Because it'll never happen. Every single one of these ladies would vote Republican in 2 seconds if they actually had to sign up for selective service. And then the Republicans are going to say a woman's role is not in combat. You want to play this game, Warren? I say let's play a game of chicken. Granted, look, who am I? If I was sitting for a Senate confirmation hearing, I'd be a little bit more rambunctious. Maybe that's why I would never get confirmed and why I'd never be in government. I'd say to Elizabeth Warren, yeah, I don't want to see, you're correct, Senator. I do not want to see women drafted and then put in these combat roles. And the support for women in combat ultimately means women will be drafted. And my daughter and their daughters and these young women, even these protesters, will face a draft where they will find themselves being forced to fight a war they don't want. So I say no. That's the standard. Now, for women who choose, okay, well, therein lies the challenge, right? Let me read this quote. 2 hours in, Joni Ernst asked, and Hegseth said, quote, yes, women will have access to ground combat roles, given the standards remain high, and we will have a review to ensure the standards have not been eroded in any one of these cases, Hegseth told Ernst, who noted that the pair discussed the issue intensively during their multiple private meetings. That'll be part of one of the first things we do at the Pentagon is reviewing that in a gender-neutral way, the standards of readiness and meritocracy is front and center. But absolutely, it would be the privilege of a lifetime, if confirmed, to be the Secretary of Defense for all men and women in uniform who fight so heroically. They have so many other options. They decide to put their right hand up for our country. It would be an honor to have the chance to lead them. It hasn't made us, Hegseth said in early November, before he was tapped for the role, women shouldn't be in combat. But again, let's clarify. Hegseth is speaking generally, not absolutely. The average woman, what does she weigh? Actually, let's do this. Let's do this because it's like really bad, okay? What is the height and weight of the average U.S. woman? Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to like the answer. 5'4" and, oh my God, 170 pounds? Lord, help this nation. I just looked it up. I thought it was like 120. I was going to say 120. Holy crap, is that correct? Link me that. ChatGPT, you best not be lying. Link me that source. Holy crap. Oh my God. I didn't even know this. Oh my God. Dude, Hegseth, lean into this. Say, with all due respect, Senator Warren, the average woman's height is 63.5 inches and her weight in pounds is 170. I do not think it appropriate to put women at the same standard of men, which means they would be drafted into combat. The average waist, 38 inches. Look at men, 69 inches, weight in pounds, 199. This country is sick. Wow, I had no idea it was that bad. I mean, I shoulda, because we talked about it quite a bit. But you want to play that game, Democrats? Let's play that game. You think these chubby ladies want to entertain the possibility of being drafted? The moment we get approval, and I think we're there, like I think women are in combat now, Democrats have already tried to have women be drafted. So look, I like this Pete Hegseth guy. And I got questions, but let's not play this stupid smear game. It's really annoying when Democrats are like, you have these accusations made against you. I wouldn't play the game like Pete. It's probably why I'd never get in, because I'd just be like, yeah, it's not true. I get it. With all due respect, Senator, if you want to rant on camera to look good for your constituents so you can fundraise, go for it. But I'll just turn my mic off because I don't need to be involved. Better yet, here's what I'd say. Senator Warren, I'd like you to grandstand while you do. Let me just give you a hand right here. Let me just give you a hand. For those that are just listening, I put on these glasses with fake eyes. That's my new pitch. Any liberal who comes on my show, if you begin grandstanding, I'm going to put on these glasses that have fake eyes on them, and I'm going to go to sleep. And we're going to take the wind out of your sails, buddy. That's what I show up to the hearing. Could you imagine someone showing up to a hearing for Secretary of Defense and being like, let me insult you to your face? I would. That's just me. And that's why I never want to have anything to do with government. Look, man, on the outside, I can say and do a lot of things you can't do on the inside. And I know some of these guys who are staring this stuff down. And let me just say this, without naming anybody or any of these men and women, truth is, they're restricted on how they do PR. Hegseth was saying these things because he didn't know he was going to get asked to do this job. And now he is. And now he's saying, look, we're going to do the job. That means women can be in combat. Well, he's got legal requirements now. But he doesn't like it. Man, I didn't realize women were so fat. Like, guys are fat too, don't get me wrong. America, you need to start walking. Walking is the start of the process. But look, I'll wrap it up. Democrats want women in combat. That means women get drafted. See how many votes Republicans get in 2026 when Democrats push that. Next segment's coming up in, what are we looking at? 3 p.m. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see y'all then.